Chelsea. Former Senator Bongbong Marcos has been a hot topic on social media over the weekend after skipping a TV interview featuring this year's presidential bets. Analysts weigh in on the impact of his absence. The OCTA research group sees new COVID-19 infections in Metro Manila sliding to less than 500 by next month. The health department, though, is still studying the parameters on whether restrictions can be eased in the capital region. The same optimism can't be had for other regions. Hospital admissions in provinces like Agusan del Sur are piling up, forcing some to declare full capacity. And in sports, the PBA Governors Cup will be back in action next month. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Sean Yao. Former Senator Bongbong Marcos became a trending topic on social media after skipping a televised presidential forum. But some analysts believe that his absence could be some sort of political strategy. Camille Samonte with the report.
The hashtag #MarcosDuwag trended on social media over the weekend. This was after Bongbong Marcos skipped a presidential interview by GMA7 aired on Saturday. Vice President Leni Robredo, Manila Mayor Isko Moreno, and Senators Panfilo Lacson and Manny Pacquiao accepted the invitation. Marcos, however, declined to take part. The reason, according to his spokesman Vic Rodriguez, it was due to veteran journalist Jessica Soho's alleged bias against the Marcoses. Rodriguez also insisted that Marcos' duty is to the Filipino people and not to a particular TV show or program host. GMA7, meanwhile, was quick to defend Soho from the allegations. The network noted that in particular episode, Soho boldly asked the presidential aspirants questions that needed to be asked. Lacson also defended Soho, citing his own interview with the journalist. Although not required, debates and other similar events that scrutinize candidates are staples of the election season. For some political analysts, Marcos' absence might be a political strategy.
That's a possible scenario. Sinadya nila yan para pag-usapan. Sinadya nila yan para i-stake ay yung masasabihin ng mga kalaban.
For Professor Ed Tayao, it's also possible that BBM's camp is already confident as he continues to lead presidential surveys. Tayao also cited Marcos' previous interview experience with Soho.
Sa pagkakatanda ko, sa mga nakita ko sa mga newsfeed, meron na kasing experience ng interview before with Miss Jessica, no? And that could have been one of the factors, if not the most important factor for them to, reconsider being part of the interview.
Both Tayao and Contreras pointed out that the public should focus on the candidates who showed up instead.
Tanungin natin, ano ba yung sinabi nilang mali doon, ano yung tama? We should focus more on that rather than the absence of someone who didn't want to be there.
Nasa sa atin lang yung paraan at pagkakataon na pagtimbang kung sino sa mga kandidato ang dapat naman.
For News 5, Camille Samonte, we are One News.
Petitioners are appealing to the COMELEC Second Division to reverse its decision on Bongbong Marcos' candidacy. In their motion for partial reconsideration, the petitioners sought to exclude Marcos in the ballots amid pending cases against him. They added that members of the Second Division should mandatorily inhibit from the review of their appeal. They also noted the commissioner's use of, quote, improper language in their ruling. The Second Division decided in favor of Marcos Jr. in the petition seeking to cancel his certificate of candidacy. In the meantime, the former senator hopes to answer some of the issues thrown against him. Catch the interview later at 6:30 p.m. on 1PH's Sa Totoo Lang. In COVID-19 news, infections in Metro Manila have reached its peak, according to experts. Daily cases in the capital region are expected to come in below 1,000 by February. Maricel Halili with the details.
COVID-19 cases in Metro Manila have already reached its peak. According to OCTA Research Group, the region recorded 18,700 new cases in January 10, the highest tally in NCR. Cases continued to increase for a few days after that, but eventually started to dip on January 15. If this continues, NCR can expect cases less than 500 by the end of February. This is also the trend experts observed in South Africa.
Kung mapapanatili natin itong trend, so based dito sa trend nito, maaring by Valentine's, at sana maging masayang Valentine's natin, ay baka nasa less than 1,000 cases na lang tayo per day sa Metro Manila. Pag less than 1,000, baka nasa moderate risk na lang tayo at may possibility na pwedeng iluwag ng IATF at ng Department of Health yung alert level, ibaba nila to sa mas maluwag na alert level. Pero yun nga, syempre kailangan para mapanatili natin ito, kailangan patuloy na pagsunod tayo sa minimum public health standards.
Based on recent data, NCR's growth rate further decreased to negative 50% on Sunday from negative 42% the previous day. Reproduction rate has also decreased to 1.03, while the average daily attack rate is at 61 per 100,000. With the improvement in numbers, Metro Manila may de-escalate to alert level 2 by February. However, Health Secretary Francisco Duque said this will still depend on the parameters set by the agency.
Kung ang ating pamantayan o ang ating batayan ay ang 2-week growth rate natin, dapat as a moderate risk level, which means 0 to 200% ang kanyang growth rate. 2 weeks current 2 weeks compared to the previous 2 weeks. Pangalawa, yung ating ADAR or average daily attack rate, dapat ito between 1 to 7 cases, average cases per 100,000 population. Okay? So, and of course, pangatlo, yung ating healthcare utilization rate na dapat ay mapanatili na as a low risk classification, meaning less than 50% or 49% and below ang kanyang total bed utilization and ICU utilization rates. Yan, automatic yan. Pagka naabot yan, magbababa tayo to alert level 2.
The IATF will discuss the next alert level status in Metro Manila and other regions by Thursday. Duque is also confident that the NCR is ready for more relaxed restrictions.
Handa naman ng Metro Manila, unang-una, maganda naman ang ating vaccination coverage, no?
However, it's a different story in areas outside NCR, where cases continue to climb. These include the Cordillera region, Cebu and Iloilo. The OCTA Research Group said the COVID surge in these provinces has yet to peak, and so cases are still expected to go up. For News 5, Maricel Halili, We Are One News.
The Agusan del Sur LGU is planning to impose stricter COVID-19 measures as hospital admissions rise. Gemma Vansenia with the story.
This 72-year-old COVID patient was gasping for air while being intubated outside the emergency room of Democrito O Plaza Memorial Hospital in Agusan del Sur. He was temporarily placed here while waiting for vacancy inside the critical care unit, which is currently filled with patients. His daughter, who is looking after her, also got infected with the virus.
Sa ginugitugot. Inaalaw na ng Diyos eh. Ano pa magagawa namin? Masama daw pakiramdam niya. Inuubo siya. Di na makahinga. Kapag lalakad siya, pag tumayo, di na siya makahinga.
The 62-bed facility at the back of the hospital is also in full capacity. Manpower was not spared. 25% of the hospital's workers are currently in isolation after getting the virus, affecting the facility's operation.
Our hospital healthcare workers are being affected with the COVID-19 facility in every hospitals. More than 100% nasa capacity yung ina-admit. Our fingers not to get into the critical stage sa mga patient, but we do not know.
Other COVID facilities in the province are also full of patients. This is one of the reasons why Agusan del Sur's LGU is now planning to impose stricter quarantine measures. Another problem in the province is the shortage of medicines, particularly paracetamol. Some pharmacies say supplies have already run out since last week.
Ngayong week may dumating na stock pero kaunti lang. Limited lang. Naubos din after 3 days.
The provincial health office says the Omicron variant may already be here in Agusan del Sur, but official figures have yet to confirm this as the LGU is still waiting for the test results for the specimen they sent to the Philippine Genome Center.
We need to assume that Omicron is already here in Agusan del Sur. Yung complacency natin in wearing mask properly, wala na. The vaccine itself only give us 70 to 85 or 90% of the immunity. Para sa amo ang magod sa health, the remaining percentage should be up to the people how to protect themselves.
For News 5, Jem Avancenia, we are One News.
The Omicron COVID variant may be driving the increase in COVID-19 cases in Agusan del Sur, according to National Task Force Advisor Dr. Ted Herbosa. Herbosa told One Balita Pilipinas that the highly infectious Delta and Omicron variants could be causing critical and severe cases in the province. The spike in severe cases has prompted several hospitals in Agusan to declare full capacity. Herbosa also warns that hospitals in Metro Manila could still experience overcapacity should cases continue to rise in Regions 3 and 4A.
Ang pinipredict naman namin ay pag dumami at napuno sa Region 4A at Region 3, ay dadagsa din naman yan sa maraming ospital dito sa NCR, which is ganun ang nangyari nung nag-Delta surge tayo last September. Kaya kailangan maghanda rin tayo doon na dadami dyan sa Laguna, sa Cavite, sa Bulacan at sa Rizal.
The PBA Governors Cup will resume next month as cases in Metro Manila start to decline. The PBA board approved the resumption of the Governors Cup by the first week of February. Recall that the league opted to voluntarily stop the games amid the surge in cases this month. PBA Commissioner Willie Marshall said they are just waiting for the go signal from Metro Manila LGUs before starting scrimmages. Teams will be given 10 days to hold their scrimmages before the games start. Olympic pole vaulter E.J. Obiena has withdrawn from the Philippine Sports Commission's mediation offer with PATAFA. In a statement, Obiena claims that PATAFA is acting in bad faith. Obiena also called out the sports body for dragging his mother Jeanette, a former PATAFA auditor, into the mess. The pole vaulter thanked PSC Chairman Butch Ramirez for trying to mediate and hopes that a resolution will be met soon. And Tagbilaran's Mark Magsayo joins the elite list of Filipino boxing champs after beating Gary Russell Jr. for the WC featherweight title. Marty Bautista with the story.
Boxing fans watching in Tagbilaran City Hall's free viewing were ecstatic after Mark Magnifico Magsayo's rousing win against American Gary Russell Jr. Magsayo defeated Russell via unanimous decision in New Jersey, effectively ending his almost 7-year reign as WBC featherweight champion. Russell aggravated his right shoulder injury in the 4th round. Despite this, the American still believes he should have won the fight, but some experts say otherwise.
I do believe that he should not have taken the fight. They could have easily picked another fighter to replace Russell and labeled it a battle for the interim or temporary WBC title, with the winner fighting a healthy Russell later on.
Boxing legend Manny Pacquiao himself also lauded Magsayo for his victory. Magsayo is now the 5th active Filipino to be crowned champion. The win keeps Magsayo's record unblemished through 24 fights. At this rate, some are saying that he could be the next face of Philippine boxing.
This is just his initial reign as world champion, but he offers a very exciting style. In fact, people are saying that he punches with homicidal tendencies, the same way a young Manny Pacquiao did. So people are excited with what the future holds for Mark Magsayo.
The Tagbilaran City native hopes to continue his solid outings and move up to higher weight classes, racking up more belts. But for now, Magsayo is bent on enjoying his hard-earned win. For News 5, Marty Bautista. We are One News.
And in the weather, Pag-asa is continuing to monitor a low-pressure area off the coast of Mindanao. The low-pressure area was last spotted some 120 kilometers east of Hinatuan, Surigao del Sur. It will either hit the Mindanao landmass or dissipate in the next few days. Although this LPA is not likely to intensify, this will bring rains to some areas. These areas include the Visayas as well as the provinces of Palawan and Occidental Mindoro. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Masks on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I am Sean Yao. We are One News.